What's going on, guys? It's time for my first ever NHL 23 ratings review. EA today released the top 10 wingers, both left wings and right wings, as well. I think they have like the top 10 speed for wingers. So let's give this a look here, give you guys my thoughts. First off here, the best left winger in the NHL, according to EA, is Jonathan Huberdeau, who's 92 overall. I think that's probably a little bit high for him. Obviously, coming off a career year, 115 points. Very good offensive player, total playmaker, but defensively, he's not as strong. You can see they got his X factors here: zone ability, tape to tape, magnetic, relentless. That's one of the new ones. Puck on a string, third eye. Body checking 80, which is pretty low, so that's good. Defensive awareness though 91, definitely a little bit too high. Body checking probably could even be like in the 70s. I'm not sure if I'd see the shot blocking 84. It's also probably a little bit high for Huberdeau. So yeah, so far I think he's slightly too high rated. And defensive stats definitely too much on him. So number 2 here, guys, we have Artemi Panarin, a 92 overall. I think, Panarin, obviously, another very good player, kind of similar to Huberdeau, mostly offense. You guys can see the X factors there, make it snappy is his own ability. Body checking 78, so they got that good. Defensive awareness 90, again, probably a little bit high for an offensive player, but it has to do with them like getting the rating boosted up to, meet whatever overall they want. In this case, 92. Personally, like, who's the best left winger in the NHL, in my opinion? Huberdeau, Panarin. I don't think it's either of these guys. Next year, we got Ovechkin, also 92 overall, so it's a three-way tie there at the top. Ovi's obviously like the best sniper in the league. 1T zone ability, that makes sense. Back at you. Relentless as well. Snipe, truculence, unstoppable force. Relentless there actually makes a lot of sense, obviously, due to his highlight reel rookie goal, one of the best goals ever scored. You guys can see his stats there. Where's his shot? 94, 94. 95, 96. He'll probably have the best shot in the game. If not, it'll be Austin Matthews. After him, you have Brad Marchand, who's 91 overall. Marchand's still very, very good. I can see he's got make it snappy there, ankle breaker, quick pick, tape to tape, third eye, yoink. He could probably have beauty backhand as well. I think he's got a really good backhand. Marchand obviously should probably have a pretty high aggressiveness stat, kind of like a more feisty player. Although looking at this here, I actually don't see an aggressiveness stat. Did they get rid of that? Actually, yeah, they just figured it out. The aggressiveness stat showed at the top here for whatever reason, along with their acceleration, agility, balance, speed, strength. I was also wondering where the speed stat was. So aggressiveness is 2. I don't really like how this is set up. 92 aggressiveness. Speed there is like in the high 80 again. I don't really like how this doesn't stay with you when you're scrolling, but whatever. So after him, you have Kirill Kaprizov, 91 overall, number 5 left winger. Honestly, I think you can make an argument for Kaprizov being the best left winger in the NHL. I think he's just that dynamic. Zone ability there is actually wheels for the speed, ankle breaker, relentlessness, tape to tape, third eye. He's got one less X factor than the rest of these guys. Do not agree with that. I feel like Kaprizov could have a bunch of X factors there. He could have make it snappy. He could have elite edges, which I can't believe actually they didn't give him that. He's still got some of the best edge work, I think, in the NHL. So yeah, I'd definitely add that to his X factor group there, along with probably a shooting one. And looking at his stats here, guys, you can see pretty good shot on him as well. So I'm wondering, what's his speed stat? They gave him wheels. Speed's the second last one, so 91 speed with wheels. Interesting. And now next up here, guys, we got Johnny Gaudreau at 90 overall. So I find this kind of interesting since him and Huberdeau, I believe, had the exact same amount of points last year, both 115, and Huberdeau's 2 overall higher. Both pretty much all offense player, really no defense. I think they should be the same. Probably both like 91s in my opinion. Now you can see Gaudreau's X factors here. Also too, he's got 94 agility with a 93 XL in speed. I do agree with the agility stat. I think Gaudreau should have a high agility. He moves around the ice well. He's another guy probably should have elite edges, but he doesn't. You can see there, 76 body check. That should probably be even lower. Defense awareness 87 should be lower. Where's his shot block? 78. Again, it's at least in the 70s. I think they've had an 80 before, but that could be lower too. So overall, not too bad. Just some weird kind of stat choices. Matthew Tkachuk, number 7. So obviously the 2 Calgary Flame players leaving. It's tricky. Big rig, big tipper, totally eclipsed. I feel like, Tkachuk could definitely have a couple more X factors than that. I'm not really sure why they're so stingy with them. Look at his stats here, though. Very good all-around player, which makes sense. Obviously, Huberdeau's the all-offense. Tkachuk's more well-rounded, which I think is why Florida did that trade. So Tkachuk at 90 makes sense. He could even be a 91, I think, because he is a bit more well-rounded. I'm surprised the way they do these stats. He isn't higher rated. After him, guys, you have Kyle Connor. I think he proved last year one of the best snipers in the NHL. He's got wheels there, zone ability, magnetic, make it snappy, snipe. So his speed there is 90. They made his zone ability wheels, and yet he's only got 90 speed. That doesn't really make any sense to me, but whatever. We'll see what's his shot look like. His slap shot there is 92.90, wrist shot 93.90, so at least he does have a pretty solid shot. I think the rating too is fair for Connor. Gabe Landeskog up next, 89 overall. You can see there a bunch of X factors. No zone ability though for Landeskog and an 89 overall. Personally, I think like 87 plus should have zone ability. That's just kind of how I did it for my roster. You guys look at his stats here, obviously, kind of like Kachuk. He'll be very well rounded. Should be a power forward, does it show? Yeah, play style there, power forward. And speaking of the player type, guys, one thing I noticed, Kaprizov here is a sniper, which he should be. Like, the dude had almost 50 goals last year. But like I was mentioning, not a single shooting X factor. Like, I don't understand that choice. Again, definitely some, weird things here. I feel like the ratings already could be a lot better. I mean, I don't, want to say I could do better, but I feel like I probably could. Philip Forsberg here does have zone ability with Snipe, but Landeskog did not get one. Interesting. Back at you, it's tricky, magnetic. It's tricky, of course, for the one time he did the Michigan goal. Looking at his stats here, pretty solid shot on him. He's the one guy, too, I wonder, like, how's he going to play this year now that he got paid? I wonder if he'll, regress a little bit. So, overall, guys, looking at the top 10 left wingers, I feel like all the guys in this grouping make a lot of sense. I saw some people saying Jake Gensel, which I agree, he's, like, right on the cusp. The thing is, who do you take out for him? Maybe you could take out Landeskog for Gensel. I feel like he might be like the weakest of these 10, but other than that, like I said, I think the ratings are a little bit weird. How Huberdeau is 2 higher than Gaudreau. How Kaprizov's a 91, yet Ovi, Panarin, Huberdeau, all 92s, and I'd say, they're just as good. Ovi as well, Slovenian in 92s, probably a bit too high for him. A bit more of like a one-trick pony, which, just being that shooter. He's definitely aging up a bit, but EA really likes to kind of keep like the legacy ratings, I think, for the veteran players. And again, Huberdeau being number 1, I think, is also a bit of a choice. So we'll move on now, guys, to the right wingers. Again, left wings, I think, needed some work. We'll see how the right wingers do. All right, so already this is wrong. They have Patrick Kane as the best right winger in the NHL. Not just that, at 93 overall, he's actually the best winger in the NHL, as Huberdeau is the highest rated left winger at 92. I mean, I like Patrick Kane. He's a good player, but he is no longer the best winger in the NHL. Again, like I said, with the legacy ratings, I think this is in full force here. They also have his player style as sniper, which I think he might have been earlier on in his career, but at this point he's more of a playmaker. If you guys look at his last couple seasons, he's had 15, 20 goals, but 50 plus assists. Again, you can see the X factors there. Stats here, body checking's low, which it should be. Shot blocking's relatively low. Defensive awareness 91 is way too high. Kind of like Huberdeau, Patrick Kane is not a good defensive player. He's all offense. So again, the fact that EA has him as the highest rated winger in the game, I think is a bit of a joke. 34 years old. Again, it's just like, I know there's like roster share and everything. I know people are going to say that, so you can just fix them yourself. So you can use other people's, fixed ratings. But if roster share isn't crossplay, then like, you got to have a good roster on your console. It's also a lot of unnecessary work that shouldn't have to be made. Like, the ratings should be better off the bat. And I think any casual players are probably never going to download, from roster share. They just use whatever the starting one is. So it sucks to see, the ratings that aren't that great. Kucherov at 2, in my opinion, I would have him as the number 1 right winger in the game. He is so good. Sniper there, you can see his X factors. They gave Kucherov 94 agility, 92 speed. I mean, Patrick Kane there 92 speed. I don't know if he's still that fast. Let's see here. You can see the rest of his stats. Obviously, very good shot on him. 94 and 95 for the 2 accuracies. Up next, you got Mikko Rantanen here. Taking a look. Rantanen, obviously, very good winger. One of the best shooters in the game. They have a zone ability there, tape to tape. Doesn't make the most sense to me, like I just said. It's more of a sniper than a playmaker, in my opinion. So I make his zone ability make it snappy, but it is what it is. Speaking of, shot there looks very good. After him, you have David Pastrnak, 91 overall. Sniper there, so they gave him Snipe again. I think most of these guys who had X Factors last year, they just, kept it the same. They didn't change it up or anything. So, Pastrnak here, 89 D awareness. Again, a lot of these guys, the D awareness is too high to boost their overall. You can only make it so high, I guess. Number 5 here, Mitch Marner, 90 overall. I am curious about the potential. I feel like he should probably be high elite now, post to medium. Only 3 X Factors. David Pastrnak there gets 5. I don't know what's going on there. I would definitely give Marner all 5 X Factors. I really don't understand that one. So looking at his stats here, 94 Deking. Where's his passing stat? 96. Okay, so that's good to see. Pastrnak there, 95 though as a sniper. Rantanen 93, one of his lower offensive stats, and they gave him tape to tape. Again, some of this stuff, Kucherov 95, Kane there 96. Kane's Deking also 96. Okay, so like I said, the ratings are decent, but they just could be so much better. Just like a little bit more time and care was put into them. Number 6 here, Alex DeBrincat. That is crazy. Above Mark Stone. I think Mark Stone's way too low rated. Obviously, he was injured last year. He shouldn't, drop in rating due to being injured or anything. Probably the best all-around winger in the NHL, in my opinion. So DeBrincat there, make it snappy. Ankle breaker, magnetic, and wheels. He's got 92 speed, I can see. Shot there, 92 slap shot, 94 wrist shot. So Gonna be very, very accurate. So it's Mark Stone here, like I was mentioning. In my opinion, he's the best all-around winger in the NHL, so I feel like with the way the ratings work, he should be a lot higher rated. You can see the X factors there. They only give him 3 there, which makes no sense to me. Again, you have all these X factors, actually put them on your players. I gotta look at something here, guys. 91 D awareness for Mark Stone, who should probably have a 95 plus D awareness. And like I was saying, have the highest D awareness of any winger in the game. So he's higher than DeBrincat, he's higher than Marner, higher than Pastrnak, Rantanen, Kucherov, Patrick Kane, who is an all-offense player, plays no defense, has the same D awareness as Mark Stone. That is an absolute joke. You guys can see the analytics there on screen. Even if you don't believe in them, the fact that it's 0% like tells you, even if they're a little bit off, Kane does not play a lot of defense. Regardless, though, we'll keep moving on here. Number 8, Andrei Svechnikov. Solid player here. He's got It's Tricky. I feel like they can give him a zone ability for that. Like the dude did 2 Michigan goals in 1 season. Magnetic, Snipe. Let's see, he's got a good shot on him as well. Okay, passing there, 91. Yeah, Svechnikov should be a good player, but again, how do you not have him with his own ability? I really don't get it. After him, you have Vladimir Tarasenko. Obviously, he had a big comeback year last season. He does have his own ability, so yeah, I don't really understand that one. So they have the exact same. Oh no, they have one different there. So we'll see Tarasenko, body check 84. Tarasenko can actually throw on the body decently. Shot there, pretty solid as well. I've always looked at Tarasenko as like a lower end OV. And then finally, number 10, Jordan Kyrou here. Okay. 87 overall, obviously coming off a huge year. He's only got 2 X factors. Come on, from 87, who's a top 10 right winger with their ratings. Let's see. Passing stat there, 93, very good playmaker. The shot there is the high 80s. I'm curious, so the speed stat, if it's second from the end, yeah, they give him 91 speed after winning the fastest skater competition. You beat up McDavid, who I think is probably the fastest player in the game. 91 speed, that makes no sense to me. Mark Stone, even at 85, is still way too slow. Like, the guy can at least skate a little bit. I give him like 86, 87. So, let's see, 91, slower than Pastrnak. He's slower than Kucherov, slower than Kane, who's got 92. There's no way Patrick Kane's faster than Jordan Kyrou right now. Like, maybe in his heyday when Kane was like, 25, but right now there's no way that's the case. So, speaking of speed, guys, that is what we're actually going to check next. Starting off at number 1 overall, you got Johnny Gaudreau, who I do think's fast, but I wouldn't say he's the fastest winger in the NHL. I think that's a little bit crazy. Taylor Hall, number 2. Obviously, I'm a bit biased. Taylor Hall's one of my favorite players. He is very fast. Would I have him at 2 still, though? I feel like, he's definitely slowed down a bit. Kapanen at 93 speed makes a lot of sense. Panarin 92 speed. I don't even think Panarin's honestly that fast to be in the top 5. Now, Nick Ehlers there at 92 speed does deserve to be in the top 5. He should probably be top 3, even, vying for number 1. Speaking of which, guys, the guy who just won the fastest skater competition, EA has listed as a right winger, Jordan Kyrou at number 10, not in the top 10 fastest wingers. Like, come on, I know the fastest skater isn't everything, but it is something. Other than that, you just have, like, game film and analytics. A lot of these don't make sense. Duclair 92 speed. I'm not sure if Duclair's quite that fast. Again, Patrick Kane should not be on this list. Kucherov, I don't know, that might be a bit high for him, probably 90, 91. Pastrnak there, DeBrincat. I feel like they're missing so many guys. Like Kyle Connor, they literally gave the wheel zone ability to. Not in the top 10 fastest wingers. Athanasiou, if he is listed as a winger, should 100% be on this list. Martin Necas as well. I'm not sure if they have him as a center or a winger. He should be on this list. And right here, guys, the sort of thing I'm talking about, there's actually companies that track how fast players get going during games. So you can see what every player's top speed is. So this is only for the All-Stars from last season. But number 1 on this list is actually Timo Meier, 24.4 miles per hour. If you only play NHL, this might come as a surprise to you, but he's actually quite fast, and obviously was nowhere to be seen in the top 10 fastest wingers. Timo Meier's a winger, so that one makes no sense. You got Connor McDavid, of course, who's a center. Jordan Kyrou, 23.9, 1 fastest skater. Nowhere to be seen on this list. Adrian Campe's a winger, same with Troy Terry. Chris Kreider is another fast player. Nowhere on the list. Again, too, this is only All-Stars. Still, I think you get my point. Kyle Connor, I mentioned him. He's right there. They give him the wheel zone ability. He's also high rated, yet not in the top 10 fastest skaters. Jake Gensel there. Kuznetsov's a center. Johnny Gaudreau, but again, he shouldn't be number 1, right? Dylan Larkin's also a center, and again, you're missing tons of guys who are lower rated but are super, super fast. So this is just something where I feel it's kind of lazy. Could have been done better. Speaking of kind of lazy, guys, this is probably the thing I'm most upset about. I'm not sure if EA knew I was doing a video or what, but they released Lucas Raymond's rating, 84 overall, which on its own isn't too bad. Last year he had something like 57 points. The thing is, when you look at the cover boy, Trevor Zegras, who was also, Calder nominee last year, being an 87 overall with 4 more points than Raymond. I mean, come on. Obviously, I think Zegras did play like 5 less games. Also, too, like for sure, Zegras has better hands. I'm willing to consent. Zegras should be 1 overall higher, but 3 overall higher, like, give me a break. How is Raymond 84 when Zegras 87? Makes 0 sense to me. I think if Raymond's 84, Zegras is 85. If Zegras is 87, Raymond should be an 86. I think there should be 1 overall separating the two of them. The fact that there's a 3 overall difference tells me either huge cover bias, they're sleeping on Raymond big time, or there's just, like I said, not enough thought going into these ratings. So that's going to do it, guys, for this video. Like I said, let me know in the comments section what you think about the ratings. If you enjoyed this one, guys, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.